right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cantrips and Cocktails, an original D&D campaign. Eventually, I'm going to have this intro thing down pat. I am Brandon, the Dungeon Master and creator of this world. Our players to my left begin as...
I'm Ben. I'm helming Kanaris Hidescale.
I'm Landon. I play as Celty.
I am Colin, and I am playing Varys Leodin.
Awesome. Well, we are still drinking Irishman Whiskey from our last session because we're recording 2 episodes tonight. But we all poured another glass and enjoying that deliciousness. So, huzzah! Cheers again. Yeah.
Cheers again. Clank.
So, without talking too much about the whiskey this time, we're going to go ahead and dive right in.
Although now we know it's nutty, at least this time, since we had more time with it.
Yeah. But in our last episode, you guys did a lot of talking and a lot of shopping.
Yay.
But you guys spoke with Professor Fellows and Simone, talked a little bit about the history of the world. Varys, you learned a little bit. You did some reading. And then, Celty, you were dismissed because... you really weren't part of the party venturing forth in the Silvery Slopes in a few days. And so you went ahead and you pieced out. But Simone sent you a message to your mind, basically telling you to not go far and stick around. And that basically, based on your conversation you've had with her before, she's trying to get you to connect with these guys, these 2 men for some reason. The Kane and Varys, you guys each got paid 100 gold to find whatever you felt you needed by Professor Fellows. And so you guys set out to do some shopping. Celty, you also did some shopping. Celty walked away with a potion of common healing.
And debt.
And debt. Yes, and debt.
And a terrible time scale.
Still owes 25 gold, and that she has to pay in 2 weeks, so that'll be fun. And Kane and Varys, you guys together purchased a potion of healing. Well, not purchased it, but you guys were together at the time of the purchase. Okay. But Varys has the potion of healing. So, if I'm not mistaken, though, Varys and Kane, you guys are heading to the Chattering Parrot.
Yes.
To do something.
Well, I'm specifically looking for her.
Okay. Celty, what are you up to?
I mean, I would have probably gone back to Simone's tower. Because, I said my goodbyes at the Chattering Parrot.
Okay.
So I would have gone back to Simone's to kind of talk to her and be like...
I swear, the moment you guys fucking start traveling as a party is going to be the best day of my life.
Next 4 episodes is us just constantly going to different parts of the town.
Permanent split party.
Just the Scooby-Doo doors.
It's going to happen, but it's going to be like in like the trippiness of like Simone's tower.
Remember, if you're listening, guys, and we are forced together, just keep saying railroading. That's all.
I know. I'm not going to force you guys together. It's for you to figure out how to come together as a party. It's on the players' shit. I just put situations in. Regardless, Celty, when you arrive at Simone's tower, the door is opened by this small, hunchback, old as fuck goblin. One eye is really wide open, the other one squinted, and he goes, "Hello there."
Would I have met Craw in the last 2 years?
You have never seen this guy before in your life.
All right.
And he comes out to, with his hunched back and everything, comes up to about your knee. Like he has that severe of a stoop.
Jeez.
Oh, hello. So I'm Celty. Is Simone here? I was just here.
Yes, the master of the tower is in. I shall tell her that you are here to see her. One moment, please.
Thank you, sir.
He just kind of stands there and he goes, "I need you to blink."
Celty does not blink. Celty takes two steps back and says, "Why?"
It's how it works. Okay, I just need you to blink.
And she sneezes.
You come back up. There's no goblin standing there. The door's still open, but there's no goblin there.
Shit! What the fuck?
What do you do?
She peeks in, see if she can see, looks behind her, checks her pouch.
Yeah, everything's still there. There's just no tiny, decrepit goblin standing in the doorway.
You homebrewed a Batman effect, and I love it.
Okay, I'm just gonna go in and sit on the couch.
You see that the animated armor that works as basically the housekeeper for Simone is cutting up some herbs and spices.
I just wave at it.
It doesn't acknowledge you. But you can take a seat on one of the sofas. You see sprawled out on the coffee table, there's like a couple of like what would be like equate for like coffee table books or magazines, pamphlets, newsletters, that kind of thing. Yeah, and it's a very comfortable space. I feel like, even though this is a wizard's tower, it's a very homey feeling to it. It feels almost like a little cottage on this like residential, like first living area. The rest of the tower, definitely a wizard's tower, but this part actually feels like it's just like a cottage or a very quaint home. You sit there for a few minutes, and then you hear to your left shoulder, "She's on her way down." And he's standing on the cushion of the sofa next to you. "The name's Craw.
Okay. Craw?
May I retrieve you a beverage of some sort?"
Yeah, I'll have some of that wine that we had during breakfast.
"All right, there's a glass and the bottles on the table."
It just appears there?
No, he like gestures over to like the dining table.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
"Certainly."
Craw, how long have you been working? Friends? What working for Simone?
"I have been the butler of this tower since Portmar was constructed by the Southern Mysterium Trading Company. So about 45 years.
Cool. Do you like that?
I mean, it's the only job I've ever had.
Have you ever considered being a barkeep? I think they're going to need a new one down at the Chattering Parrot. Could be a new, fun change of pace for you.
A barkeep, you say? And you see his, like, withered, hunched back kind of straightens ever so slightly. He goes, "Would I get to know people doing that?"
Only if you want to.
"That sounds nice."
Oh, no. Oh.
"Are you gonna go get that wine off the table?"
Yes, I guess I should. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay,
pour myself.
you pour a glass, you turn back, and Craw's gone.
Okay.
A few moments later, Simone does walk in. She goes, "Oh, Celty, it's so good to see you." And she takes your hand. She goes, "Now, you got my message earlier before, correct?"
If it was the one inside my mind, yes.
"Yes, that's the one. Okay. So the boys, I'm going to call them the boys. The boys I think they're going to go out and investigate the spirits in the woods. Celty, I can't tell you how important it is. I think that you need to go with them."
Is there any reason you feel so strongly? I mean, I'd be lying if I haven't. If I said I haven't felt the need for a change of pace around here. I've been getting a little antsy lately, but why these two specifically?
Celty, as you know, my area of expertise, what I spend the most time studying, is the school of divination magic. And I just, in my practice and my castings lately, I've seen things, signs, pointing towards people that are somehow going to impact the future of Ubiquitous, of everyone, Dragonborn, humans, elves, gnomes, Goliaths, anyone. The course of life on Ubiquitous will be directed by these people. And for some reason, I have a feeling it's the three of you.
Those two, I understand, but me? I mean, anytime I've tried to stick my nose into other people's business, it never turns out quite good.
She lets out a soft chuckle, puts both of her hands on your shoulders, and looks at you, not sternly, but very intently. And she says, "Celty, you don't open up to many people. The little bit you've opened up to me has been, well, really more like what you say when you get to know somebody at first. And I've known you for 2 years, and I feel like I barely know you. But whatever's happened in your past, whatever it is that it seems that you're hiding or running from, you say you stick your nose in other people's business. I don't believe that's what this will be. I believe this will be your business, and that you have to see it through, whatever it throws at you."
Well, if you feel this strongly about it, I did promise my mother once, and she's trying to remember the lie she told Orton, like that I'd go to the Silver Slopes for to pay homage to a lesser known deity. So I guess I'd be on my way anyway.
Roll a deception check.
That's a 14. No, deception.
Yep.
13.
You see Simone almost kind of like huffs, and she goes, "Really, Celty, you must stop lying to me."
Sorry, it's a habit. I think sometimes I lie to myself, and it just carries over to other people.
Well, the first step in fixing a problem is admitting there is one. So you know it's a problem, so stop it.
Are you lecturing me?
I think I am. I am your elder, after all. Even though she looks like she's 40 years younger than you, she is older than you.
Yep. Oh yeah, that elven blood.
Just
Fair enough.
go to the woods with them.
Fair enough.
Investigate these woods, see how you feel afterwards. I'm sure, despite his pretense and all of his guffawing, I'm sure fellows would let you join the expedition. You just need to ask, Celty. And I know that you won't.
You're probably right, but I'll at least go to the woods, do a trial run. Is that where they went? Did they head straight there? Or?
He had mentioned about doing some shopping and perhaps swinging by the Chattering Parrot before they left.
Ah, okay. Well,
all right. I'm on the verge of discovering perhaps a new sort of spell, so I really got to get going. Craw will help you to the door.
Yes, I
will.
That's okay.
And standing on the table behind you, like right behind you, is Craw, and he's like, "This way, my lady."
That's okay, Craw. Thank you very much. I know where the door is. Maybe see you at the Chattering Parrot later.
I will look into that. Are you sure you don't want me to escort you to the door?
If you really want to, that's fine.
I don't.
Okay. I just set my glass of wine next to Craw, and then I
all right, and then you
head out the door, wave to Simone, and back down Main Street to the Chattering Parrot.
Toward the Chattering Parrot. Okay. And about this time that you're leaving Simone's tower, you two arrive at the Chattering Parrot.
And then we immediately hop onto a side street.
So you all walk in. There's no sign of Celty, but you guys do see the Goliath, who I don't think you guys have learned his name yet, but you do see the Goliath bartender behind the bar. Professor Fellows isn't there, but there are a few faces that you remember seeing last night here, but otherwise it's fairly empty. It's before the evening rush of folk, so it's a fairly empty place. Orton kind of straightens when he sees you all walk in. He waves at you guys, and it's more like he's waving at the Dragonborn because it's interesting and unique, but he does wave at you guys.
The socially anxious person is now the center of attention, apparently.
Hey man, you're the one who chose to play a Dragonborn.
I approach Orton and just go, "Hey there, big bud.
Hey.
Could I have a beer? Same one that I was drinking yesterday."
All right, Carhardian Stout, you got it.
Thank you.
Puts a big mug down and fills it up.
You want anything else, boy, that's not wine? Because we really need to start putting some hair on your chest.
Yeah, there won't be much wine on the road with her.
Nope. I'll take a whiskey for him.
A whiskey? All right, how does one from the Mareshi Valley sound? Back in Paturia.
The more bite, the better. And
all right,
take one of these.
Steadfast Ram whiskey it is. He sets down this 2-finger height glass of whiskey in front of Varus.
Two Goliath finger height.
Yeah, 2 Goliath fingers. Yeah.
I see that and I just kind of go, make that 2 of those.
All right, another Steadfast Ram coming up.
Where's your waiter friend? The lady that was here yesterday helping us out.
Celty?
Yes, that was her name, yes.
She was here not long ago. I think she was heading back towards Simone's tower, actually. She said that something about she's going on a trip for like 2 months or something.
And with that, I just have a big old grin and I just go, "Thank you. How much do I owe you for the gold? Not for the gold, for the drinks. How much gold do I owe you for the drinks? For the beer this morning hit a little
For the Carhadian and the 2 Steadfast Rams, we'll call it good at, let's say, 6 gold.
I squint at him a little bit and I just go, 10 it is, got it. And I toss him 10 gold.
Thanks. Appreciate it. pockets the coin. He goes, whenever you guys are in town, be sure to come by. I love hearing stories of adventures and travel. So,
Well, are you ready to see a first adventure of this one?
you're a new adventurer. You see this almost look of not like vengeful jealousy, but almost like wistful jealousy cross Orton's face as he's looking at you. And he goes, that must be incredible. How excited are you to go on this journey? I mean, you're going to see things no one else has seen before.
Well, let's, I hope I will bring you back some stories.
I hope so as well.
Just clink and just down it.
I see him do that and try to do the same.
Due to Kane's history with drink,
Yeah.
Kane, throwing it back, roll me a constitution check. Varus, roll me a constitution check at disadvantage.
Cool.
16.
16? Okay.
6.
You throw it back and it travels down your throat, but it burns. And you almost instantly like spew it back. And as you do, Orton just lifts a rag and just kind of wipes his face. And he goes, I take it you've never had that kind of whiskey before. Anything else you guys want, or you just want to finish your drinks? About this time, Celty, you would have walked back in and you see the two of them sitting at the bar talking to Orton.
Would I have seen the spit take?
You would walk in right afterward.
It smells like someone got on the wrong side of a bottle of Steadfast Ram.
I weakly lift my hand.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, he doesn't drink whiskey.
Sorry, Orton.
Ever.
Didn't mean to pop back in. I forgot my cloak.
The cloak you take out, like the cloak you pick up, is just like a cloak that's just like always on the hook. And Orton doesn't say anything, but he's kind of like, oh, okay.
I put it on the hook years ago.
Yeah, years ago, yeah. And Orton just kind of like so much of like everyone's forgotten that's your cloak, and he's just kind of like, oh, well, Celty, have a nice trip.
Thanks. Y'all are about to go on a little trip. You wouldn't need a spare potion of healing. I found one in my trunk this morning while I was gathering my things for this pilgrimage, and Mizar, he always charges way too much for those. I could let it go if y'all are in need of an extra potion of healing.
Well, it depends. Where do you happen to be going on this said pilgrimage that you're apparently traveling for?
Oh, just a little fjord over in the Silver Slopes. There's a small altar to an old forgotten demigod that's my mother's lineage.
Oh, what's the name of the demigod?
Kamek.
Oh, okay. How long ago was this altar built?
Oh, it was one of the first with the colonies. So about 40, 50 years ago, something like that.
Can I insight check the bejesus out of this? Or actually, I guess better question: would I have any knowledge of a altar matching what she is describing in that area?
No. I don't think there's anything for you to insight check, honestly. Like,
Just knowing that that doesn't sound familiar at all. I just go,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you have enough basis to think that it's the truth or a lie.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'm under the...
I mean, you would assume it's the truth, but like you don't have any reason to believe it's a lie. I don't think.
I'm trying to pry out that she's actually trying to go on the trip with us.
Oh, I know what you're trying to do. I'm just telling you logically.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, I mean, you're more than welcome to, I guess, tag along with us if the professor...
Simone suggested the same thing. She told me a little bit about Fellow's work that he had plans for in the area. They're actually quite close. I wonder if they're related, but I mean, I don't see why there would be any reason why we couldn't share the road.
Well, we should probably run this by Fellows first, just since he's apparently buying food for the whole thing.
I have my own food. I bought quite a few rations for the trip myself. So, I mean, if that's the only issue.
I say the more the merrier.
Yeah, I have no issues with that.
But about this potion, would you care to purchase it? I have
How much money do you need?
Oh, it's not. I mean, I could sell it to you for 45 gold pieces.
It's a mite better than the potion we bought earlier.
And if it's real, if money's if
It's fucking scalping potions over here. I can let go of this for.
and if money is an issue, I could probably go for 35.
You drive a hard bargain, but I'll cover for 35.
All right.
I'd pull out 35 gold.
1 sec, and I run across the street to Mizog, slap down 25 gold pieces.
Mizog goes, all right, have a nice day.
We're square, right?
Yes, this completes the payment.
Great,
Yes, okay.
great. Have a good day.
Oh, all right. That was quick. All right. Have a nice whatever.
You too. And on my way out, very much under my breath, you uppity prick.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Oh God.
That's right. He didn't hear you.
Okay, good.
Could have ruined any future dealings of that establishment.
I would have just sent in the face of the group, like these two.
Yeah. All right. So you guys see Celti go, oh great, she takes the coin and she immediately kind of turns about faces and walks straight out.
I'm just gonna go ahead.
Were we just scammed?
And about 90 seconds later, she walks back in.
Welcome back.
Sorry, I forgot. I had to go feed my pet parrot.
Was it the sign?
Did you see him move? No one else is supposed to see him move.
Kane is now actually genuinely concerned for a moment. Just I was joking, but does it move?
Only when the wind blows.
Oh. Oh.
It's a little joke I like to play on the drunks around here.
Quite clever.
Anyway, what's the next order of business?
First, disprove that there are any ghosts. Probably some bandits just running around in the forest, but go find these quote-unquote ghosts.
There could be spirits in these woods.
Oh, there certainly are.
Oh.
Yeah.
There probably is, but it's also equally as probable as some bandits just being bandits.
It would make a good cover story.
Yeah. Especially if there are actually spirits in the area. I mean, everyone's going to believe that then. So.
I say we shall then. I'll turn to Orton. I don't believe I caught your name.
Oh, the name's Orton.
Orton, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's great to meet you too.
My name is Varus.
Varus, nice to meet you, Varus.
The pleasure is mine.
You're nicer than you look.
Thank you. Yes. Is Keth in?
Yeah, she's starting to cook up the evening meal in the back. Do you need her?
I just wanted to say a quick word, but I can if it's.
Oh, I can grab her. She probably has the time. And he just ducks into the kitchen. A moment, you see this lizard folk woman walk out, and she goes, "Who was looking for me?" And she sees you, so she goes, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be gone already."
I forgot my cloak. Sorry.
She looks at the cloak and looks at the cloak rack. She goes, "That thing was yours?"
Yeah, for some reason, in all these years, it hasn't rained on my walk home, so I never needed it.
Oh, all right. So who was needing me?
Oh, that was me.
Yes, good sir.
I just wanted to offer you my sincere gratitude for your assistance last night.
With what? Pray tell.
That's right. You started this. You started this and you set me up. Well, for your assistance in the town square, the gargoyle, I don't know that we could have handled it without your help.
What's and she looks over at you, and she goes, what gargoyle in the town square? What is he talking about?
We fought a gargoyle in the town square yesterday.
That is impressive. Why am I being thanked for it?
You were there. You helped us greatly.
I most certainly was not there.
Keth, this one's been nipping at the ram a little bit this morning, and I don't think he's used to it.
All right. Well, whatever I did, you're welcome.
I can't remember what I said during that thing, so I don't know if I should be helping or just laughing.
You said it was Kethin. You said you saw a tail and that it looked like Kethin's tail, I think is what you said.
Oh, that's right.
You told him that it was Kethin.
Oh, God, that's right.
And Kethin just kind of slowly goes, well, it's, you're welcome. And she just kind of slowly backs back into the kitchen. And Orton goes, wait, so did Kethin really help you guys fight a gargoyle?
She said she did. I'm terribly confused now.
By the way, Orton,
Yeah.
You said your name was Orton, correct?
Yeah, Orton. Orton Husk, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kane.
Nice to meet you, Kane. Don't see many of your kind here.
Yes. I know the shtick.
No, I think it's great. You're great.
Thank you. I think I'm pretty great as well.
All right.
Not really. Not really.
What can I do for you, Kane?
So, you said Keth. Was Keth here all night last night?
She was here when I locked up, and she was in her room. As far as I know, she didn't leave at any point.
Did anybody happen to leave early?
And we had no early checkouts or anything, if that's what you mean.
Employee-wise?
It's just me and Keth.
And I'm just very confused. Wasn't she working for you yesterday?
Right, but she clocked out.
I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to get at.
Oh.
Yes. Around what? Did she leave not too long after we left?
No, she left a little before sunset, I think, or a little after.
And then now I'm just glaring straight at Varus.
Varus, roll a perception check at disadvantage to see if you pick up on what's being sent to you.
With disadvantage is still a 17.
Okay, in that moment when he says Celty and looks at Celty and looks at you, it clicks. It was Celty that was there last night.
I think we should go to the forest.
Now do you see why we're...
Forest. Those ghosts aren't going to exercise themselves, boys. And I walk out the door.
All right.
I flip a gold to Orton.
And Orton catches it and he looks at it and he goes, Celty, where'd you get this kind of... I'm not asking. And he just pockets it. I'll say in the last 24 hours, you guys have made Orton a very rich Goliath.
By the way, since I've dug into my pouch a couple times, would I have noticed anything?
There is definitely more coin in there than what you thought you had.
I just kind of look it over and just go,
There's, looking at it, roughly 34 extra gold than what you had before.
I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to assume magical means. I'm just going to assume I missed
anything when I was counting out. Okay.
You also have 34 extra gold. And
Didn't think to ask.
Celty, when you went to go put the coin, I meant to say this then. When you meant to go put the coin that they had paid you for your potion and your swindle job, you had 34 more gold.
Looks like Simone's been in my pocket again.
And when you guys came down, she was never close enough with Celty at that point to give her payment in her coin purse. But when you came back to talk to her, she slipped it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orton, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for helping us piece together a small dilemma. Thank you for helping my friend on his first good drinking adventure.
I really don't know what I just pour drinks.
And that's all we needed. And we appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, and bye. And he just turns around and goes back to, kind of cleaning some of the glasses and polishing some wood.
All right. And so follow out the door, I guess.
Take care of Keth and don't let the place fall down, Orton.
I'll be sure to. Come back soon. I mean it, Celty.
I mean to.
All right.
As soon as we get outside, I just go, did I say something wrong to him? He seemed a little off-put by me thanking him.
Oh, he's just humble and he's a good lad. You weren't being mean or anything.
Okay.
He's good at his job, but he doesn't like to be bragged on.
Got it. Okay. I like that. And I just turn to Varys and I actually go, oh my god, it took you so long.
I was told a direct fact. Why did you not tell me sooner?
This was funny, right?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, it's hilarious.
I was about to say.
I don't do that very often, and I don't like it to get out that often either, because if everybody knew I went out at night to help other people, they'd be knocking on my door every time some babes wet their diaper. So I like to keep it to myself. Like I said, I really don't like poking into other people's business, but when I must, I must.
Well, thank you for the assistance.
Let's go poke at some ghosts then.
It'll take you guys about an hour. So you guys will actually arrive at the edge of the forest at dusk.
Nice.
Cool, we're going in at the perfect time.
So the sky is this orange purple kind of gradient across the sky. You all walk in or you walk up to the forest. It's about 100 yards off of the road that runs from Port Mara to Leet. And as you all are walking up to this forest, it's just you guys. It seems like this darkness is just opening up to welcome you into these dark woods.
And I just noticed something. This is the first character I've ever played with that doesn't have dark vision. Oh no.
You find yourselves at the edge of this forest after about an hour's hike there. In that time, you guys, I guess, could have spoken or talked in silence, spoken or walked in silence. It's really up to you all, but you guys, after an hour, do find yourselves at the edge of this wood with these spirits haunting it.
I feel like Celti would have been kind of racking her brain for any rumors or anything around this King of the Woods.
Yeah, well, you rolled a check on it before. You don't really know anything.
Okay.
It's just rumors. People are saying that they come into the forest, and people have come to this forest, kids have come into play, and the only thing that comes out is that there are spirits, malicious spirits in the forest that will set a tree on fire in front of you and chase you out, and that they all serve the king of the Scorched Timbers.
Okay.
And that's all. That's really the most information that's come out of it.
I noticed that you two went to Mizog's little potion stand. Did you happen to buy that dark burgundy one that he was peddling that it mentioned something about fire protection? That might have been helpful for this. I did not have enough money, so I did not buy it.
I didn't buy it because he seemed to be pushing it pretty heavily, and I don't like him.
Oh, no, he's a dick.
Even though it seems useful now that I have the forethought, or hindsight, I wanted to spite him.
We should be fine, just don't touch the fire.
So you guys are standing in front of the forest. Are you guys gonna enter it?
Push forward.
All right. Who is going to helm the trek? You're going to.
I will push forward to the front because I feel like I'll be the one.
You said you're lighting a torch.
Yes.
Okay. You light a torch up. It's right now dim light, but lighting a torch can only help for those of you because you have Varus. You have dark vision.
Yes, I believe so.
So really, it helps you out the most, Kane. But you light it. Kane goes to the front.
Wait,
Kane,
you light a torch?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cast light
Okay.
on the torch. That way you don't have to burn it.
I immediately go.
Like as it's pulling it out, you light. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's bright light for 20 feet.
Yeah, it's bright light for 20 foot radius, dim light for an additional 20 foot, and it lasts for an hour.
Okay.
And as I have my flint and stuff in my hand, getting ready to light it, I just go. Put it back in my pocket and start pushing.
You kind of have this torch that just lets off this really constant aura of light. What color is it?
Probably a nice warm kind of tungsten-y, like getting close to sunset. It's not like a bright daylight, but it's like it mimics torchlight actually pretty well.
Okay.
That color.
All right, so Kane, since you're leading the endeavor in, so Kane's gonna be in the lead. What's the order behind him? He's gonna be middle.
I think you should go next, and I can take up the rear.
That's probably for the best.
On our way there, I was definitely like putting my armor back.
And you guys see that she's wearing this chainmail. Do you remember from last night that has this smoke billowing off of it all times? And do you have the mask on?
I have the mask on the back of my head.
Okay, so like back to where you can like pull it down in front. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so you guys now see almost completely the woman that aided you last night. Kane.
Yes.
I need you to roll a survival check.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm proficient. Yay. 12?
12? Okay. About 100 feet into the woods, you find this patch of scorched grass and brush that's been burned down to ash. And leading from it, you actually see a trail leading off into the woods from it.
Okay, I just mutter, I got something.
So it's like a scorched trail.
It's a scorched trail path, a fire blazed path, basically, leading deeper into the forest.
Well, it seems we have our first evidence. Is it fresh ash, or has it been sitting for a little bit?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. +5?
Put so much flair into it.
Gotta get the roll. Yeah. It dies on the hit, so I have to give it spin in the air. 21.
It is not fresh.
Okay.
You, with your newer skills at this sort of adventuring thing, you would guess that it's at least been a day or two since it was burned.
Seems to be at least a day or two old, but a step in the right direction at least.
We've got ourselves at least somewhat of a trail.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to push on? All right, how are you guys moving in? Are you guys just walking, following it? Are you trying to move with speed and haste while you still have some daylight? Or are you trying to go play it safe, normal speed? How are you guys want to proceed?
I'd personally like to just go at a normal pace. That way we can still listen out to see if we hear anything, because we're not going to be stealthy with a giant shining torch.
Fair.
I'm fine with that. Kane, if you want me to turn off the torch, just say, give me a code word or something. Dark, something like that.
Just know that if I yell small and my axe comes out, which it then pops up, I still need to get used to that. If I yell that and you see the axe, probably time to kill the light.
Okay. Will you be able to see?
I'll make my way.
Okay.
It'll give you guys a chance to hide while I relight the torch for myself.
Fair enough.
I can also start not a large fire, but a brief one quickly.
In that case, whenever the light gets killed, wait 2 seconds as you guys move out off the trail, and then you light my torch again. So that way I'm the target.
Okay.
All right, so you all just move regular kind of hiking pace, right? Is what you guys decided on?
Ears out, yeah.
Okay. You guys walk for 15, 30, 45 minutes. You make your way into following this trail. At about the half-hour mark leading in, you all begin to feel a little warm. It's autumn, but it definitely starts to feel more like a summer's evening. It's warmer than it should be. And around that time, you start seeing here and there a burnt husk of a trunk, some smoldering leaves. You start to be seeing evidence of more fires, more leavings of fires around. As you guys are approaching the hour mark, walking into this forest, everyone, No, because she's the only one who said it. Celty, you're the only one who said that you're going to keep your eyes out the whole time.
He did say he was kind of listening for stuff
then
too. But
the two of you roll me a perception check.
15 for me.
7.
You all enter this thicker, denser area of the forest for a moment. And as you stop, Kane, you actually pause for a moment and you lift up a fallen tree trunk that's been scarred and scorched a little bit. Mm-hmm. And as you're doing that, as you lift it and you lift above your head and the other two kind of duck underneath it, before you drop it, there's a moment of almost pure silence. And you hear this dry grass almost rustling back the way you came. You're standing there with this, it's not heavy.
Right.
But you're standing there with this log in your hand, essentially. What do you want to do? You estimate it's probably about 15, 20 feet back the way you came.
I immediately just yell, small. Just small.
I killed the light.
Okay. So I'm just going
to drop it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
small.
You drop the trunk. You yell small. It comes up big. Okay. What are you two doing?
So we were walking along a trail, and then there was the branch in front of us. He lifted it.
It was a log. He lifted it. You guys crawled under it. He's now dropped it. So he's standing in front. The two of you are behind him. There's this log that's about 4 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And you guys haven't heard anything. You've just heard him say small.
Okay. Then I'll kill light.
Okay.
And then if I'm on the right side or the left side, I'll go whatever side of the trail I am compared to where.
Okay, we'll say facing that way, facing like back the way you all came. I'll say you're on the left side.
Okay, then I'll just kind of duck off the trail about 5-10 feet.
Okay.
I'll do the same, the opposite direction.
Okay.
And I just start looking.
Okay. Both of you make perception checks. The second you said small, the rustling stopped.
20.
23.
You both see about 20 feet back down the path off to the side in the reeds. You all see not a glint's the wrong word, but you guys see you catch some sort of red shape in the dying light. It's almost now dark, but there's some little dim light left. You guys see this reddish flash of color, and then it's back down in this tall grass that's off the side of the trail.
I'm going to Druidcraft to light the fire on his torch.
Erupts. You see now rearing up this red snake.
Oh.
It kind of lifts itself up and it looks you dead in the eyes, Kane. And then you all hear this little and you see out of one of the smoldering piles this Celty, you recognize this smoke-like impish creature. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right, Kane, what'd you roll?
16.
All right, tight. Varus?
17.
Oh, Celty.
20. What? I rolled a 19 plus 1.
Damn, y'all.
Whoa. Hey, you're level 2. Stop it. I'm kidding.
It's just an initiative roll.
Top of the round is Celty. Fire snake 20 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
All right. Smoke method is probably about 10 feet on your other side. So it's actually back behind you. So they're kind of pincering, scissoring you guys in. And it's about 10 feet the other way down the trail. So you guys are between this snake and this impish creature. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'll just swing two-handed with my glaive.
Okay. At the method?
At the method. And
all right.
I don't have to move since it has reach.
Yeah, you do not.
18 to hit.
That hits. 18 to hit. You're a cleric.
And that's 11 damage. I rolled max damage.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll stay where I'm at, but I'll let them know that there's a mephit on.
Okay.
I'll let Kane know that there's a mephit on the other side of the log. Is it just the one that I see, or is it
just
okay?
the one? Oh, Varus, you're up.
Cool. So then I'm gonna try and. How far is the snake from me?
About 20 feet.
20 feet. And I'm trying to think, because there's the whole tree thing in the way. So it would not be easy for me to get within 10 feet of it, would it?
Yeah, you would have to move over the log.
Yeah.
And it's basically difficult terrain, so it would cut your speed in half. So you could get just to it on your turn.
Okay.
But it would take your full movement to get there.
It would take, and then I'd be very much out in the open.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. Let me make sure, though, with the way that works. I am going to try and do because the method is within, it's a little bit closer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably, I'd say from you, it's about 15 feet.
Perfect. Because I'm going to cast a Thunder Wave at it.
What does it have to do on a thunder?
It is a con save, DC 13.
Constitution save. A 19.
It succeeds, so
All right.
it only takes half damage. That's pretty good, though. 10 damage, so it takes 5.
Okay.
And it doesn't get pushed. Also, a thunderous boom.
Yeah, so you guys hear this. And the smoke method, you see you see almost through like the smoky body, you see the electricity arc, but it's not as impactful as, Varus was hoping, but it deals some damage.
And I'll bonus action Shillelagh to prepare.
All right, Kane, you're up.
Well, I'd like to walk up to that there fire snake,
All right.
and as I get up close to it,
It'll take your full movement to get there.
That's fine. As I get up close to it, I just say, "Hello, wannabe dragon." Start to rage,
Okay.
and then thwack with my great axe.
Okay.
19 plus 6.
That
hits. I can't do math today. 13 plus another 2, 15 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, your great axe kind of glances off of its scales, and it takes some damage.
Oh.
It took some damage. Okay, it's the smoke method's turn. He is going to actually pivot. He's not going to leave your range, but he's actually going to swing around to where he actually has both of you kind of in a V in front of him, and he's going to breathe out this hot, acrid cinder breath at the two of you in a 15-foot cone. I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw.
18.
Natural 1.
Natural one. Okay. So it hits you in the face, but you're able to kind of swat it away. You, Varus, are blinded until the end of the method's next turn.
Ooh, that one don't feel too good.
And then it will try and scurry away, use the rest of its movement to scurry away from you. So you could take an attack of opportunity because it's within.
I will do that.
All right, go for it.
That's not going to hit. It's a 7.
Yeah, so it flies back. So it used 5 feet to pivot around. It's going to use the rest of its movement just to fly back into the woods. You guys still see it. It's not like hiding, but it just flew, kind of trying to put some distance between it and you guys.
I don't.
That's right, you don't. Yeah, you kind of you're wiping the soot out of your eyes. It is now the snake's turn. Oh, wait, when you hit it,
Oh, I take fire damage, don't I?
you take
Take some.
1 point of fire damage.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It is going to bite at you.
Come at me, bro.
That'll be a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right, and then they'll whip around and try and smack you with its tail next.
Come at me, bro.
That is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
So that is 3 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of fire damage. And that is all it does on its turn. All right, Celti.
If I can, free action, pull my mask in front of my face.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna hit it again with my glove. Oh well, it's out of range now.
It is 15 feet away from you. So you can move 5 feet to put it back in range if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna move 5 feet and just try to hit it with my glaive again.
Okay.
It's gonna be an 11.
That misses.
All right. I think that's all I can do. I don't think I have a bonus action spell.
Varus, you are up, my dude.
I'm blind. I am unhappy.
Yeah.
Soot in my eyes.
You can try and do something, but really you're just You're blind. And
Yeah, I think I am.
You hear the sounds of battle around you, but you can't see diddly squat.
I am spending everything for the round trying to clean out my eyes.
Okay.
I think that's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay. That's what Varus does. Kane, you're up.
Okay, so noticing that the axe didn't quite do what I wanted it to, breath weapon, blah.
Okay.
Dex
Nice.
save.
That's right. You get to do that.
I believe he failed. Yeah, he fails with 7.
So 2d6 lightning damage. Oh, that's only 5. 5 points of lightning damage.
All right. It arcs kind of through his body, and it rears back, and then it looks at you intent of death upon you is in its eyes. All right, that was Kane. It is now Mr. Method's turn. That's first. He's going to see if his weapon recharges. It does.
Oh boy.
But he is actually going to fly in close, and he's going to swipe a claw across you, Celty. That's going to miss you with an 8 to hit. All right, that misses. Okay, and he doesn't have any. Low level. He's a low level monster, so no bonus actions there. Okay, that's his turn. But it now becomes the fire snake's turn, and it is going to attempt to multi-attack you again, Kane.
Could you not, though?
That is on the bite an 11.
Nope.
And on the sorry, buddy, on the tail a 22 to hit. All right, so on the tail, that would be 4 bludgeoning
Okay.
and 6 fire damage.
Oh, God. That is unfortunate.
And that is all it will do. And it will go back around to Celty's turn. So this thing is it's like right up in your face. It's 5 feet away from you.
Okay. With a reach weapon, do I have to move back 10 feet to hit it, or is it?
It would be a disadvantage up close.
Okay.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay.
Yeah, I always forget how that.
I don't know if that's actually what's written, but that's what makes sense to me. So I think that's what the written rule is. I just don't remember. Fuck, I feel like I should look it up.
I mean, you can if you want, but
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. No, it doesn't actually. It just adds 5 feet. It doesn't impose disadvantage within 5 feet. So I was mistaken on that one.
Okay.
So yeah, you'd be fine.
Okay.
So I think I made you roll disadvantage or messed you up in your session 0. So I apologize about that. I thought I did.
That's all right. Then I'll take another swipe at it with
The glaive.
the glaive.
Alrighty.
Well, okay. Let me think here. How close am I to the snake, and how close am I to the?
You would now be about 25 feet from the snake, and the mephit's right in front of you.
Can I move to where I'd be 10 feet away from the mephit, take the opportunity attack, and then be within 20 feet of the snake? Or is there the log in between, and that's the 5 feet we're talking?
Well, with where you're now in the woods, you could kind of circumvent it. So hold on, I'm thinking real quick. Yeah, you could do it. You could do that. Yeah, you'd be running around the log, but I would let it happen.
Okay, so I'd still be within reach of my glaive. Or
the mephit?
Yeah.
You want to stay within 10... I don't think you can stay within 10 feet of
Because
the
I feel
mephit.
like my back is up against the log right now, and I'd have to be like...
Yeah, you would really want to be able to stay within 10 feet of the mephit if you did that.
That's okay. I'll go ahead and circumvent the log, and
Okay,
I'll go ahead and...
So you're going to take the opportunity attack?
Yeah, go ahead and...
That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that just hits.
Okay, I'm rolling really well on these attack rolls tonight. It's just 4 slashing damage.
4 slashing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where I am right now, how far away are each of the creatures?
Mephit's 15 feet, snake's 20 feet.
Fuck this up.
You're level 2, you're going to have to make a decision which one you want to hit.
Yeah. No, well, I was going to try to fairy fire both of them. I'll save that for later. We'll just do Toll the Dead on the mephit. So wisdom of 13 saving throw for you.
Oh, its wisdom is so good. Not 11.
Nope, it fails, and it is missing hit points, correct?
Yep.
All right. 7 points of necrotic damage.
All right. You cast it, and you guys hear this deep boom, and you see the mephit begin to like shake and quiver and lose form, and then suddenly it just poof, and you see where it was is this 5 foot sphere. Well, you don't see this, but is a 5 foot sphere of just dense soot just floating there. But now your vision your vision clears up as it happens because it would have cleared up at the end of the turn. So yeah, actually, it would have been
like simultaneous.
Yeah. No, it would have already cleared up because that was on Salty's turn. So you saw it. You're fine.
Yeah. And you did say it was 4 points of slashing damage on that.
Yep.
Okay.
And now it's Varus. You're up. So you can see.
Cool. Tight. So you're still engaged with the snaky snake, and that's a good ways away from me still. But I think that's okay now. So yeah, I'll try to move as close to it as I can.
You can you could all the way up to because you stayed where you were last time.
Yeah.
So you could get within melee of it.
I'm not gonna get within melee of it.
You want to say like 5 feet back?
But I'll get like backing up. Probably not directly behind Kane, but close to.
Okay, so maybe 10 feet back at a bit of an angle from Kane.
Yeah.
You can still hit it. Okay, so you're 10 feet away from it.
I am going to cast Earth Tremor on it.
Remind us all what that.
So Earth Tremor it's going to make it a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I do believe.
Would make sense.
Yeah, and it's if it fails that dex saving throw, it's going to take some damage and get knocked prone.
Well, it rolled a 5.
Hey, that's a fail.
Oh God, damn! Natural 3.
Solid. So failed save. It takes 1d6, which is 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Is knocked prone, and that square, that tile, is now difficult terrain for 1 minute.
Okay.
Wow, what does prone look like for us?
It falls on its back and has to try and wiggle back around.
Oh, turn over. Yeah, that's fair.
But I was just looking, and there's nothing that says it can't fall prone.
Cool.
So
That's hilarious.
it's prone.
It's a prone snake.
Kane, you're up. You got a prone snake in front of you.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to take my potion of healing. That's a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to go ahead and use that because that fire kind of snuck up on the pain on me.
Okay.
2, 6 plus another 2, so 8 points back. And then I would like to go smack.
All right, we're gonna hit him.
Yeah, which I get advantage since he's prone, right?
Yes, you do.
Yay!
And any hit is a critical.
Oh,
You get advantage, and if you hit, it's a critical
I
hit.
forgot about that part. Let's see, 16 plus 6.
Yep.
22. So that counts as a crit, so that'd be 10, 14, 16 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, you pretty much just decapitate it. However, you do take 6 points of fire damage.
I'm very glad I drank that potion. That would have put me down at 1 point.
Yeah, but you decapitate it, and you guys just beat some fire-based monsters here in this scorched forest.
Cool.
So, what would you all like to do now that you've defeated it?
How hot is the snake to the touch?
Pretty warm. I mean, if you touch with your bare hand, it's gonna burn you. It's cooling, but it's hot right now. It's fresh dead.
I mean, right. Well, I just didn't know if I could just go ahead and pick it up and sling it over my shoulder, but if it's gonna hurt me, I'm gonna wait a second.
Yeah, it's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
Would Salty know if you could eat these?
Roll a nature check.
Interesting. 16.
I mean, yeah, you can eat snakes. It doesn't necessarily taste good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, people have eaten fire snakes. They're actually they're actually used for some hot spiced foods in the world. They don't necessarily taste good by themselves.
Gotcha.
How do you cook something that's that's usually on fire?
It's not usually on fire.
Well, I mean, but heat. Just thinking logistic-wise. Interesting. No, okay, fair enough.
Would I know what goes well with fire snake? Having worked in a kitchen.
Sure, you could figure it out.
Cookout.
Okay, can I add... Varus, can you make these herbs with that druid magic of yours? And I just name specific herbs that would go well with the fire snake.
Do I have that much control?
I wouldn't. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I can do a little bit with druidcraft, but I don't think it's that specific.
And yeah,
I can instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom.
Okay, so you get to like progress a plant
Yeah,
that's
that's
already
already-
there.
yeah, that already exists.
Gotcha. I look around for those herbs to see if there's anything around that would go.
okay.
well
You
with
can take
those.
the time to do that. Are you all wanting to take a rest after this encounter? What are you all wanting to do?
Is that it? Did we? Is this all? Or
I don't think the little smoke imp and a snake can call themselves the king of the Scorched Timbers.
I mean,
This was probably the king's pets, if I had to make a guess.
The town doesn't know that, though.
True. A bit dishonest.
No,
to-
I mean, we're staying to find out what's going on, but,
And that scorched trail that you all have been following continues deeper.
you know,
You guys gonna take a short rest?
How are you looking still?
if there's fire
looking,
damage involved, not great.
looking a little scorched.
What we could do is we could take the snake back to town, sell it to someone, buy that fire potion, and come back.
Yeah, it was how long of a walk from the town to where we are?
It was an hour. It'd take you all about 2 hours based on how far you've gone into the woods now. Take you 2 hours to get back.
And we can come back in the day.
Dragging along a snake the whole way.
Headless snake.
Is the head worth anything?
I don't know, and I'm fascinated to find out.
As you all have been having this conversation, you have felt the temperature rising.
We may not have time.
Are you hurting?
A bit.
It's not like it's just it feels warmer than it did when you started the fight. It's not that it's not uncomfortable necessarily. It's just
a noticeable climb.
yeah, it's noticeable climb in temperature.
Yeah, I'll how long does that last?
So short rest sounds lovely.
I also have things I can do.
Yeah,
If it's going to be a big spend.
It's fine. Let's do a short rest, see how that goes. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
If not, if we don't have time to do a short rest, I have some stuff, but
Same.
As you all settle in, darkness is around you. The temperature is increasing. You all can take a short rest. And we will pick up with our adventurers next time as they continue deeper into this mysterious forest and what's going on there. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
thanks.